Hello. Mr. President, Tabamudze here from Vox Africa. I just want to, for the man on the street who's been, following this crisis from the beginning up until now with all the scares that's gone on, all the panic that's going around the world, many people are losing their jobs, many people are losing their homes, and the crisis is different in every continent, obviously. What would you say to them today, coming out of the summit, with everything that the leaders have discussed, with what you've come up with? What's the main point you'd like to say to them, just to ease the panic, to ease the pain, to the lay people who are not understanding half of the things that that are going on right now? They know they're going to lose their jobs if you cut down on infrastructure, if you cut down on certain developments. So what would you like to say to them today?
Well, I would say that the requisite finance is available to stabilize the situation and restore growth with the primary aim of saving jobs. And as I said, that's the central pillar of the recovery plan. There's a recognition that this is about people.
Okay, I have to take the last.
Mr. President,
use this room. Yeah.
Henry Gombia, Black Star News of New York. Given the fact that there is rampant corruption in Africa, what assurances can you give your fellow leaders in the G20 that the money being given to Africa won't end up being spent on jetliners and limousines and houses, and most of the money ending up back here in the West?
Well, the African Peer Review Mechanism is an instrument available through NEPAD to consolidate political stability, but also for African, and this is an instrument that is unique to Africa. It doesn't exist in any other continent, where countries, member states submit for peer review objectively in all, covering all aspects of political and economic performance in each one of those countries. The funding will also be channeled through the African Development Bank, and there are mechanisms that would ensure that the money goes into infrastructure development. As you know, most of the African countries would not have the F-movers and so on. So it's a win-win situation. By investing in infrastructure development on the continent, developed countries also stand to add some momentum to their recovery.
Very last.
Aniska Smith from Media24 newspapers. Mr. President, I just want to know whether the issue of Zimbabwe was discussed at all, particularly if its huge debt of, I think it's $1 million, that it should be written off, whether that was discussed at all. And also, South Africa came into this summit as one of the countries with the highest unemployment rate. So what impact will this summit have in creating jobs? You spoke about saving jobs, but if you could just elaborate on creating jobs.
Well, as South Africa, we convened an all-stakeholder working group coordinated by the presidency, which involves organized business, organized labor, and community-based organizations to develop a homegrown response to the crisis, because we do not believe that, as I said, our financial institutions are very stable. They weren't affected. But of course, our real economy is affected, as I've already alluded to the automotive sector and the mining sector. And that's how we are responding. We have a homegrown response to the crisis. Now, we did not discuss Zimbabwe directly, but it's a topic that I discussed with many of the leaders in bilaterals.
All right, that's the end. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, we really don't have more time. there are other people who are going to use this room, and we also have to leave.
Thank you.
Thank you.